What's going on with you, bro?
Man, not good. Not good. I damn my big toe a couple of days though.
Oh man, you didn't get turf toe, did it?
Huh?
Did you get turf toe?
That's what everybody thinking it might be.
Every step you take, it hurt.
It don't went down. It don't went down. So
Oh well,
like that.
no, they ain't turf toe. I don't have that. Yeah, turf toe. Where every little step you take, that motherfucker hurt, boy.
Yeah, it was like that.
And
It
it
was
don't
like
even
that
be
at first.
swole. It don't even
Huh?
be swole. It look regular. It just hurt.
It did, yeah. Like I couldn't even bend it, but now I can like bend it now.
Mm-mm-mm. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Man, I've been crying like a little bitch. But
Hey, that's a bad injury to have on your foot. Anything that you know you have to use a lot. Oh man, aggravate.
yeah, I think it was just I wore some bad shoes or something. Like that's it.
Oh,
And then yeah, cause I wasn't really doing no activity or nothing like that. So like like I said, man, this shit gonna be about two weeks in, but it's recovering. It's it doing light work at work.
that may sound like some bunions there, Marlon.
Man, I don't know no fucking bunion, but man, shit,
Got hammer
shit.
time. Got some hammer time going on.
I don't know what the hell it is, but it need to go.
Lindsay,
Ain't
hey,
nothing. I know it ain't nothing broken. If it
yeah,
was
yeah.
something broke,
That's listen. I was just gonna say the best news you can get that it ain't broke and it ain't turf toe. So about it, you
yeah,
should be straight in about a couple days. When it
yeah,
started
couple
hurting, did they
like last Thursday.
Oh yeah, you probably had its worst going through now. These couple days just passed.
Yeah, so probably probably maybe hopefully through the weekend a few more. They say at least about 2 weeks
You
and some
put
shit.
should put some alcohol on it, rubbing alcohol on it.
I already done did all that. I already
Yeah,
did all that.
and let it out dry and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I done
normally
did
do the
all that.
trick.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can introduce it, Marlon. You got it.
Okay. Yeah.
When she,
Hello.
Hello.
hello,
Yeah.
hello,
You hear us?
hello.
Hold on 1 second. I can like hear, but not really hear for some reason. So give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, now I can hear.
Okay. Yeah.
Mic
Okay. We
check
can
one
hear
two.
clear.
You can hear us. Mic
Yeah,
check one two.
my Zoom like picked a different like speaker, and I'm like, that's not it. I need to fix it. So
Hey,
apologies.
don't worry about it, cause I had a little issue with that the other week. So we understand. We had all kind of technical difficulty one week.
Eh,
So man, so hey, we a work in progress too.
it's finally
Yeah,
good to have a headset friend on this time.
that's at least a good thing.
Hey, hey, look, hey, yeah, because I don't believe in headsets. Even when I DJ, I don't like to use headsets. So man, it's just
Make,
something about the headset.
make sure you hear every word.
Yeah, no, I can't do the headset. But hey, everybody, we got a new. This is going to be very interesting and special to me because I only found out about this woman last week, and I can say her in ring presentation is what caught my eye. So everybody meet Miss. What we just gonna go SOS?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. All right, everybody Miss SOS. So
Circuit system.
that's right. So just let everybody know exactly. First, give us the introduction of you, where you from, and your background.
Okay. Hi, I'm SOS. I'm also known as the Circuit System SOS. I reside in Arizona, but I am from Lafayette, Louisiana. I have been training for a total of what would be 6 years, coming in actually 2 weeks. But
Really?
I've been wrestling pretty much full time, basically for about 2.5 years now. So yeah, it's been a wild ride. So
So how was it
Okay.
when you first thought of being a wrestler? Like what guided you into that mindset for you to say, okay, let me try this out?
The first time I watched, I told everybody this, which is funny because at first I've been watching wrestling obviously as a kid, but I didn't really get into it and want to be as a wrestler because I saw how physical it was. When I
Mm-hmm.
was younger, I wasn't very much a person that wanted to have that kind of contact. The
Mm-hmm.
close enough I'll have is soccer. So I didn't want to do anything like too physical. But then I was in college and it was like 2015, and it was a time that Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha all came up to the main roster that
Gotcha.
I was like, oh, like that's pretty cool. Like they're really kind of like looking at the woman differently. Maybe like this could be something good that I could also try. Because at that point I was more confident in myself. I didn't mind the contact sports because I had done MMA and martial arts stuff by that
Oh,
time.
okay.
So I
Oh,
was like,
wow.
oh, let me actually like try this out. And at that time I was in Colorado and I was moving down here to Arizona. And that's when I started looking at schools, and I noticed there was like a couple down here and one was close to my house, and that's how I pretty much started my wrestling training. Is right
That's cool.
after that. Yeah.
All right. So I love to ask every wrestler. Describe first day of training.
First day, I was really nervous because obviously I didn't know anybody. The first person that came up to me, her ring name is June Jackson. Um, she
Really?
came up to me. Yeah, she came up to me, said, "Hey,
I
like,
know
how's
her.
it going?" Yeah, she was like super excited to see another girl like come into wrestling because there was only her and Bryn Thorne. I think at the time it was just her and Bryn Thorne, and she was like, "Hey, how are you? What's your name?" And I'm like, "Oh, like, hey," and I just introduced myself to her. And at that time, like, our trainer wasn't there yet, and she was just like talking to me, and we were just stretching out, and she was like, "Yeah, you're gonna like it here." Trying to kind of almost like in a way of trying to get me comfortable and keep me there, because as we gone along with training for my last few years, it's not often we see enough females come in.
Right.
But like when we do, we try our best to like make them comfortable and be like, hey, we're here to like, you can be one of us. You're, if you go through the first day, first week, it's fine. um Got through the first day where I got to learn, how to do the roles, how to do the basic stuffs, how to basically take a hit and how to land. And I learned how to do Hindu squats because I knew about squats, but it's a little different. And
Hippie
I had,
squats.
yeah, it's like where your hands like are up here, like,
You cut out from us. We can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear us.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear
Okay.
you now. Okay, back to
So
the
like
Hindu squats.
the squats is like where you squat down, and as you're doing that, you bring your hands down and you kind of like almost like touch the fingertips at the bottom of on the ground and bring them back up. Like
Gotcha.
it's interesting. So I got to do like about 100 of those because I did 50 first. We took a break, learned like how to do lockups, and did 50 more. And then I got to learn how to do rolls, how to take a hit. And got to watch the other like intermediate level students like do their work, like practicing in the ring of actual matches and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really cool because like I got to see them and then be like, yeah, that's actually really cool. That's the level I want to get. And it kind of just made me hungrier to actually continue my training. um and my trainer was super cool, like super honest. Even at the end of our like training, we did a promo class, and that was my first day, and he had me do one. And I was nervous because I'm not much of a talker. So
Right.
he heard me do it and he was like, that's your first promo, and that was actually pretty solid. And I was like, okay. So I felt confident, but like I'm not a talker. So like that's one of the things he always makes fun of me for, is like I'm not a talker, but I can if I have to. And that was pretty much my first day, is just try to get like the basics down and get them like to know what it is and the hard work that goes into like learning the pro wrestling before we actually do the moves. So
What?
So what was it like when you took that first bump?
it hurt because I landed with my lower back and not the upper back. So I had hit my hips to the ground and I was like, oh, that hurts. I don't like that.
That trust me,
Yeah.
that was how when I tried to learn and took a body slam, and I didn't take the slam the right way, they say, and it's
Yeah.
and after that I said, hell no. No, I'm not doing this. Nope, nope, no.
Yeah.
I'm not
There.
doing this. No. And then it's like at that moment, I always say to every wrestler, at that moment, I got more respect because here y'all got to do it every night. You know,
Yep. Yep.
that's
Yeah, we
just
do.
yeah. So that's why I say I would always support every wrestler because Lord, y'all gotta understand. Y'all say it's fake, but no. Try to learn those bumps.
Yeah, they hurt.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That isn't fake. It's not fake at that point.
So let me ask you, how easy was it transitioning from the MMA style of just being engaged with an opponent versus the wrestling style where you have to basically trust your opponent?
It wasn't too hard for me because I'm very flexible, so I was able to kind of transition fine. But I think my problem was my strength, because like if I, in MMA, you want to hit them as hard as you can.
Right. That's why I asked that.
You want to kind of, but like not really. So like it wasn't too hard, but like once I figured it out, but it would like I felt bad for my first opponents because I would actually hit them and then they'll be like, yeah, no, like you have to lower the power level a little bit. And I'm like, oh, my bad. And like kind of like figure out from there. And like it wasn't too difficult, especially because like the training you do for MMA can be very like easy to transition with pro wrestling. It's just a matter of like just toning things certain down and just like keeping that consistency. So it wasn't too difficult. But I can say that like the first week or so of like finally being able to kind of like figure out how to do like punches and kicks, etc., like was pretty it was pretty difficult, but I think I did a pretty good job. So
Which cardio would you say is harder? The cardio getting prepared for MMA or actual wrestling?
the wrestling, because like I always tell people like you could be in the best shape of your life as like a bodybuilder or something, but once you go in that ring, it's a whole different ballgame.
Oh God! God! See, they don't understand that. I thought
It's
I was
like
ready.
it's hard. It is hard to describe it. Like you can't describe it. It's like they just have to go in there and just hit the ropes and then like do the match, and they'll see and understand what we're trying to tell them. But it's like that like ancient secret that we just can't describe.
Right.
I was gassed before we even hit the ropes.
Yeah, see,
I was already gassed. I'm like, Jesus, man, we ain't even touched the ring yet, and we shit, but hey, it's just what it is. Why I say I salute every wrestler. So I'm
Well,
salute.
how much traveling have you done so far since you've been like in the wrestling circuit?
I have traveled to Cali, to Colorado, to Vegas and Texas so far. I'm trying I have gotten a contact with the promoter to go over to Florida, which is going to be interesting because that's like a flight. So
what part of Florida?
He is in Pensacola. So
Oh, you just coming to the tip. Well, you coming from Arizona, so yeah, that is.
Yeah, so I'm trying to venture out more in the Florida because I do have my dad lives over there, so I'm trying to like venture over more on the East Coast because that's like I lived on the East Coast most of my life. So I'm trying to like venture out that way where some of my family are, so I can wrestle and then they can come see me, etc. But I mostly have been here in the Southwest and just like branching out as much as possible. The more I see like more of the wrestling companies are out there that I can actually speak to their promoters and stuff. So
gotcha. Well, the one thing about our show, this is your platform, and basically what we do is it's like a video resume. If you notice or paid attention to the questions, it kind of gives a promoter that would look at our show an aspect on you outside of the ring and see your hunger and your desire and your passion for the sport. You know, so with that being said, that's actually perfect. How old are you when you left Louisiana?
I was, I think like I was like 7 or 8 because I was like pretty tiny. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so you've been there for a while. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then what you can see with us is we not trying to give the big head, but majority of all our alumni it's been on AEW. Then did a little WWE work. And bookings have gone up skyrocket. So, we just like to say we help play a part in the growth of your career.
I think it's all about if you believe in energy, it's just being around the right energy. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's just like for example, you can get advice from a 7-year-old at the age that we are now, and it can pay off and be beneficial to your life. And what I mean by that, even though you don't, we ourselves don't have a big platform, it's just the energy itself. Like it's something about it. It's really special. But let me ask you this: how is your nutrition? Like, how are you able to like just move? Are you moving like every week? Is it a different match, or at this time you're like kind of chilling at this time?
Oh no, like every weekend this month of February coming up, I have a match every weekend.
So let me ask you,
that's good.
Before you get into that, let me ask you, how's your nutrition now through the week when you like as far as how you eat?
It's pretty constricted because I used to like obviously when you like as a college student or whatever, like the freshman 15, the sophomore 10, like I did have that at that point. I had it at that point. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But like the moment I got into wrestling, I really kind of like looked back to my nutrition. I'm like, wow, I'm like eating all this junk and drinking a bunch of like soda. I've very much have constricted it a lot. I know I did take like a 9-month break between training, so like that also kind of messed me up a little bit, but I got back on track. And as of late, like I'm doing intermittent fasting on my own. I'm drinking a lot of water. A lot of stuff that I used to like deep fry, I'm trying to pan fry or I boil it, broil it, etc. I really could like have gotten rid of soda for the most part. I've only had it like maybe like every other week I'll have like maybe 1 or 2 sodas. But like I've been drinking like juice and water for that for the most part. But like I have pretty much got my nutrition down enough to where I go into that ring, and given my size being thick and pretty big compared to like other wrestlers, I feel like I'm moving circles around people. Which like is wild to think about when it comes to that in-ring conditioning, because it almost looks like I shouldn't be moving that quick, but I'm moving pretty quick, and it's only going to get better the more like I end up like losing the weight that I have, but also getting stronger. Because that's also the thing I'm trying to do is like, as much as I'm cutting some of my weight down, I also want to build a bunch of my strength. So
well, let me ask you, do you feel comfortable like at the weight that you are now, or is it that you want to get smaller, or that you think that will help you out as far as your wind or conditioning?
I am comfortable where I'm at.
Okay, because I mean, just like you say, you move pretty good to me.
I can say confidently, if you had asked me like a couple years ago, no, I would have said no. But now I am definitely like comfortable in my skin as like the weight I am, but I personally feel like I can continue to condition myself to look more like a wrestler, with the criteria of like how most people think it is. However,
I was just about to say, because
however,
that's all changing. You know that. That's
exactly.
All
I was about to say it's changing. So like, however, like I know I look built to be I'm very thick, I'm very big, I can do a bunch of power moves still. So I'm still built as a wrestler, and I like where I am. But do I want to like get more stronger? Of course. Do I want to lose weight? Of course. But that's just a me thing, and not just because I think that's that criteria I need. It's a me thing.
Gotcha. Okay. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to get, because I know you have young ladies that probably watch this, and then they're motivated by the story. That's another thing too, is inspirational. So I just wanted to get in a touch in a little detail with that. Now, how much sleep are you getting around this time? Do you still get the same amount of sleep you did as you when you were training for like MMA and the other sports?
Yeah, I think the only time I really don't get a lot of the sleep is if I have to go from one state to another back to back on the weekends, which I have to this coming weekend, where I'm going from Texas and I have to come back all the way to Arizona to do a signing at like 1 p.m. So like I have to drive like 10 hours and then 10 hours back pretty much. So like I'll have some sleep, but it won't be a lot. The good thing is like on that Sunday, I'm not going to be wrestling. I'm just signing. So it's at least after that, I can catch up on my sleep. But I know days like back-to-back shows like that in different states can kind of mess it up. But I do my best with listening to my body and everything on trying to make sure I get myself the proper sleep and make sure I'm energized for whatever match I'm doing or whatever I'm supposed to be doing as far as presenting myself as a wrestler, so I don't look exhausted.
So what's your preparation before each match? Is it certain certain ritual you do, a certain song, type of music you want to hear before you get behind that curtain? Like, what gets you in the mood?
So the first thing I very much do, I do even when I get there, is I stretch. I have to, because I feel like if I don't, I'm obviously going to either pull something, or I'm not gonna, like, I'll be able to pick the person up, but then I'll feel something pop or something. I get very like worried that, like, if I don't stretch enough, something might happen to myself, or I won't be able to hold my opponent, and it's going to hurt them. I rather none of us get hurt. So
Right.
Stretching is very important to me. And while I'm stretching, I'll listen to some music. The music I listen to kind of just depends on how I'm feeling that day. If I'm like pretty comfortable, like, yeah, I know what I'm going to do, I'm not nervous, I'm not as nervous or anything, I'll just listen to a lot of kind of like very mellow, chill music. The main artist I listen to is called The Midnight. They do very like 80s synthwave kind of calm music. But if I want like to get pumped up, I'll listen to like some rock music. So it just kind of depends on the vibe, but overall, like, I'll listen to some kind of music and just like sit and stretch. I'll just kind of get into the mindset of being SOS, because out of the ring, I'm very sweet and kind, and then when I'm in the ring, I'm just like aggressive and vicious and pretty much like violent. So I'm not that person out of the ring. So I have to kind of get into the mindset of I'm going to basically beat my opponent down. So, and then, like afterwards out in the ring, I'm cool.
So let me ask you. So with all the traveling you done did so far, what has been the strangest place you've wrestled at? Unique.
Canyon City, Colorado.
Okay.
It's like it's a small city that's like in the southern part of Colorado. And the crowd is very weird there, because like and they told me this, and it's like they're either going to like you when you get out there, or they're not going to really like, they're going to kind of be like that silent crowd that doesn't really know you, but be like, yeah, awesome. But like I went out there and they instantly loved me, but like the person that also came that same day, they didn't know, and they were kind of like, oh, okay. And it's like the promoter had prepped me for it, but I didn't expect them to be kind of different. Like it was a weird crowd, but like that crowd was still pretty good. That crowd, like they instantly after the show, like all came out to be like, oh, you're so great, you're so amazing, and like really wanted to like get my merch and just like follow my socials and things like that, because they wanted to keep up with wrestling, because that one company I work for is the only one that works up there. The other Colorado all other Colorado companies generally work like in Pueblo and Colorado Springs and in Denver and everything. So they only have that company that wrestles up there. And I was like, oh, well, I'll stick around with you guys, because you guys are closer to me. It's a drive to go through New Mexico to come up here. So it's fine. And I was their champion from like August to October.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like that company and that crowd was nice. And like I went to school in Colorado, so I knew like everybody's nice, like everybody's oddly nice in Colorado, but they were like really nice. So it was very good.
That's cool.
So how do you handle the rowdy crowd, like the crowd that just gets too into it, or did you feel that they were too rude, but you still had to keep your mindset like, hey, I got to get it done in the ring, and I have to block the crowd out?
I have learned through my training with my trainer, fortunately, to be able to tune that out. Because at the end of the day, like it's me and my opponent. If a person was coming too close to the ring, which I haven't had that yet, but I've seen it happen, then that situation would have gotten handled while I'll tell that person like, hey, get out of there, like get out. You're not supposed to be here. You're like,
right.
stop trying to like make this about you. Like it's a wrestling match. Go. But I've had where, like the fans like were really into the fact of booing me and things like that they said stuff, but it never got to a point where it was super rude. They were just reacting to me being a jerk, where I'd be like, oh, this place sucks, you guys are all losers, you guys all smell, like I was just kind of making fun of. So obviously they're going to say bad stuff to me, and like as a bad guy, you have to learn like to just kind of take those hits and not get upset about it and just focus on what you're doing, which which is, you know, as like I said, when I learned that from my trainer, just learn to either tune it out and then tune in when you know you want to work, you know, work with the crowd with what they're yelling at you. So that's kind of how I've been able to do it. I haven't had an issue where it was so bad that like I couldn't focus or I couldn't be in the ring.
So have you ever had, so have you so far had any mark out moments that you met somebody that you didn't think you was gonna meet or even wrestle?
Yeah. I had wrestled Zeta Zhang.
Whoa. Okay, you gotta send me that clip.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I have
Okay.
wrestled her last March. She's super cool and super funny. She said it's actually really, really good because I knew she was nice, but I didn't know how to perceive her outside the ring because I've only seen her when she did the Mae Young Classic and everything. But like she's super nice, super cool. The match was awesome. She's been helpful whenever I've like reached out to her in DMs when I'm like, hey, like I need your opinion on something, or I need her help with anything. And I wrestled her at that same month with the same company. We've had Carlito show up to wrestle one of our local wrestlers who was also awesome, and TJP. So like those three, like in 1 month, like I kind of did mark out a little, but like I was still pretty calm and collected. But I was like, oh, they're here, like they're like in front of me. They're real, the real people. So like I did kind of freak out a little, but like they were super cool. Like we would like I would pick their brain and they like gave feedback and stuff, and like it was just awesome. So like yeah, and I made a friend in Zeta. So
That's always good. Networking is
yeah,
the most important,
Yeah.
definitely.
exactly.
So have you done intergender wrestling or what's your stand on that?
Yes, I have. I have done. I actually did one this past Saturday where I faced a male wrestler. My stance is that like if we as women wrestler want equality, why not wrestle male wrestlers as long as it makes sense?
There you go. Yeah, that's what
As
I'm
long
big
as it
on.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But like yeah, I'm not against it. I know there are promoters and things like that are, and I respect their opinion. I'm not even going to tell them like, oh, you're wrong completely, because I get some people's reasoning why, and some people probably don't have their answers, just how they feel about it, which is perfectly fine. But I've wrestled many intergender matches, and during my training days all the time, like there's, like I said in the beginning, there's only a few of us females, so I had to learn from a guy, from how to wrestle from a guy. And
Right.
I guess I quote unquote wrestle like a dude because of that, as some people would say. I don't know what that means. Like I've never understood what that means, but because I wrestled with you know, my trainers is a guy, and all the people I trained with were a guy, I learned to wrestle from them and wrestled them. So to me, I'm comfortable with it. So I never had an issue.
All right. So can you give us some dream opponents that you would like to wrestle this year, or either anybody that's on the indie scene we need to check out that you recommend?
I want to wrestle I want to wrestle Sky Blue. I want to wrestle Athena. I really want to wrestle Athena. I've been wanting to wrestle Athena.
I can kind of
Like
see y'all two going at it. Yeah.
I want to wrestle her.
can
I wanted to wrestle her
I
since I
can
started
kind of see
training.
that.
But like by then, like by the time I was training, she had moved to WWE, and then when she went to AEW, I was like, oh, it might be my chance. So, so
Okay.
like, yeah, I want to wrestle Athena so bad. And like, I mean, any of the AEW women, if I ever had an opportunity to work there, like I want to wrestle all of them, because obviously all of them are so talented, but like they're the people that like I have looked up to, that I want to be able to kind of learn from. Um, but like as far as like outside of even AEW and WWE, what's her name? Braxton from
I met
Reality of
yeah, she
Wrestling.
was down
I
there.
wanna I
She's
wanna
good.
wrestle
I
her.
like her.
She's good, and I want to
Yeah.
wrestle her. So she's definitely one I want to wrestle. But like any opportunity I've gotten, like I've always just been grateful to like be able to wrestle any person, because I'm like it's outside of the AZ wrestling. It's everybody that's outside, and I get to learn how people work differently in comparison to Arizona wrestling, because everybody learns from different people.
In the
And a
ring
lot of
lingo
us,
too.
exactly. And a lot of us have in Arizona have like worked with like either similar trainers, or we all have worked together through somebody whose trainer is our trainer. So I'm like, I venture out, and that's how I end up learning lingo, learning how to work different people, how to, be able to be my own ring general with new people who are just starting out, but I'm like a year or two, like, 2.5 years in, but they are just starting, that I'm helping them come into the business.
Right.
So it's always been very nice and grateful to be able to do that.
Okay.
And my thing is, like, what has been some hard experiences? Only the ones that you would like to share. I know I'm glitching out a little bit. Don't pay attention to that. As long as you can still hear me. This always happens towards the end. What have been some bad experiences that you've been able to overcome having to do with wrestling?
There has been a time that I actually have been open about it, where I almost wanted to quit. During when I was training. I was like 3 years in, and there's always this time that my trainer had talked to me about it, where you end up in a plateau when you're training. And I got to that point, but like I never was able to be ready to wrestle. And I was getting frustrated because he said I was greenlit, but like I wasn't able to go anywhere. Like nobody was letting me wrestle for some reason. Like, and it was probably no fault of their own. It was just maybe they didn't have the person that'd be able to bring me in properly that made sense, or like they just didn't think I was ready. Perfectly fine. But like back then I was like, no, I am ready. He just told me I was ready. So like why am I not wrestling? So like I was so frustrated that I was like, I'm gonna just already hang up my boots, and I haven't even wrestled yet. But like I talked to June Jackson, I talked to my trainer, and I was like, hey, like I'm a little frustrated. I just need I need opinions. I need like a different mind to just help me understand this. And that's when they were like, yeah, you're in a plateau. At that point, it's time for you to learn more stuff and get you to do more things like in practice to just get you to overcome that. And then I managed to just stick it through, and now I'm here. So, because if I didn't stick it through, I wouldn't even be here even talking to you guys. So,
Right.
And yeah, thank God you stuck with it, because
yeah, because like it has been a hard journey, but I've always told people like it's going to be hard to really like to succeed in general, but as long as you stick through it and you're consistent, you'll get to where you want to get.
Exactly. Good job.
So
all right, so we about to round out, and I like to end this the best way I can. Your Mount Rushmore of wrestling.
Okay, because I've done this already. So I said I was my Mount Rushmore would be Jazz,
Okay.
Charlotte, Bailey.
Okay.
She's a good worker. All right. I don't like her character, but she's a good
Marlon loves he always has his opinion about the Mount Rushmore. Don't pay him no attention. You go right ahead.
So Jazz, Charlotte, Bailey, and I also have to go with Jacqueline.
I like that lineup.
There you go. But thank God you ain't say Hulk Hogan.
Oh no. No.
Hey, to me, Charlotte is just like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I mean, she could be. I mean, if you really like put them together and kind of like think about it, yeah, then I could probably see that. Yeah.
They have it's the charisma. It's like it's not Charlotte has more talent and skill set than Hulk Hogan, but it's just the charisma. It's just something about people in general when they have charisma. You can see it, like such as yourself, SOS. You have charisma. And what I notice about you too is that you're very passionate in what you do. So that means you give a fuck. And that's gonna take you a long way. And I paid attention to that with you talking and stuff. And normally when we get around to the Mount Rushmore, and it was getting down to the time that we're about to close, but just to let you know, I got all your information that'll be in the description in the video.
Okay.
If you got anything else that you want us to share as far as the merch channel, but I see you have a link tree, so I'm pretty sure everything.
Yes, I do. Everything should be there. As far as like my Facebook page, all my socials, everything should be there.
And also, while we have a little bit of time, I wanted to do something new. You'll be the first person that we do this with. I don't even have a name for it yet, so I won't call it a name. But basically, I just call out some stuff and you tell me either or. So let me know when you're ready. You ready?
Yep.
Burger King or McDonald's?
Burger King.
Boxing or MMA?
MMA.
Cheerios or Frosted Flakes?
Oh, Frosted Flakes. I didn't think about that one. I was like, which one do I like more?
Yeah, I was stuck on that one too.
Daytime or nighttime?
Nighttime.
Okay. Oh, so I was kind of cut. And the last one we have for you, I'm trying to think of something hot. Let's see here. Charlotte Flair or Jazz?
Jazz.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
All right. Well, definitely, man. We really appreciate you coming on the show. You didn't have to do that. So thank you for taking out the time to be on our show. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, SOS. And everybody that's watching, make sure you guys follow
SOS.
Yeah.
I'm always on the South Indie wrestling scene. So
yeah, we're gonna be looking out for you. Marlon is always
I'm always there. I'm gonna talk to promoters, whenever you got merch, just swap merch with us, bam, we're gonna get you down here in South Florida.
Awesome. That'd be great. Thank you so much.
That's what's up. Yeah.
So yeah, you got your booking email and stuff on where we can post that as well, right? In the description, right?
Yes, it should be. If not, it's definitely on my Instagram, like as my bio too, where they can reach out to me.
Well, thank you for being on the show, SOS.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah,
I just call you SOS.
SOS, yeah, that's
good.
And you
I would say, man, it's like I think a Kofi Kingston old theme song. The SOS.
Yeah, that's all the SOS.
yeah. When Kofi was Jamaican, yeah.
You need to get one of these female rappers to make you an entrance theme.
Maybe.
That'd be nice. That'd be real nice. But thank you for your time, man. You enjoy your week, and we'll have you on again. Hopefully, don't be a stranger.
Oh yeah, no, of course. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. All right. Have a good one.
You guys too.
All right.